Welcome to the 3Haunted podcast, where we bring you all things horror, supernatural, folklore, mythology, and all things that go bump in the night.
What's up, everybody? This is your co-host, Ashley Lunar Goddess, Gorilla Girl filmmaker and horror-loving cinephile. I'm just your average podcast-producing badass.
And I'm John Thomas. If it's haunted, cursed, or just plain weird, I'm into it. From paranormal encounters to horror movie deep dives, urban legends, cryptids, count me in.
I'm DJ Segura, an aspiring paranormal musician who plays live for the dead because the living just doesn't want to hear me.
What's up, ghouls, gals, and all of our cryptid lovers out there? In today's episode, we'll be exploring the dark spaces of the swamps, forests, and testing the edges of belief while we search for the ever-elusive cryptids. Joining us on our adventure is special returning guest, award-winning director, Bodhi Werner. Welcome back, Bodhi.
Hey! Happy to be back. Thank you so much.
Of course, we can't have a cryptids episode without you. At this point, 6 seasons in, you are the cryptid guy.
I don't know how it happened. I think, as we were discussing, it's partly my love of feet. And big feet. All kinds of feet.
He's got a foot fetish, a big foot fetish.
You have a cast of a foot that's big.
Well, you know,
Big.
I think everybody who likes Bigfoot is secretly got a thing for feet. Why not? It's the pinnacle.
That's the first thing he asks Bigfoot when he meets him is, do your feet hurt? You need a massage?
I'm getting a picture of his feet just right off the bat. Not one of those blurry ones.
Just a nice close-up.
Mm-hmm. You guys have outed me as a foot fetishist, and I'm, I don't know, I feel great to be out of the shoebox, so to speak, on that one.
He's out of the foot closet.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome into the world of foot fetishism. I'm yucking your yum, and ew.
I don't know. Ashley was talking more about feet than I was. They were oily feet. She's watching them on big TV screens. So, BJ, back me up.
I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, it's in New Orleans. I still can't figure out. I get what they're doing. They want people to come in for the naughty stuff. We're not dumb, but still, the fact that it's like this 70-inch TV screen in their window of this massage parlor, and it's just a close up of this super oily foot being massaged. I feel like I'm being violated, and I'm just walking across the street.
I think you liked it. Left an impression on you.
And there was a guy actually standing outside, and when I walked by, because I was with the group, he's like, are you guys interested? I'm like, you ain't touching my feet, bro. And I kept walking. Not only do I not like feet, I don't like other people touching my feet. So there you go.
You're never going to get a shoe shine or...
Okay, a shoe is different than someone actually putting their fingers all up in your feet.
Yeah, but you're wearing the shoe sitting at, something, and they're just shining your shoe.
Your foot has protection.
Your foot is in it, though.
Yeah, it's like a foot condom.
All I'm saying is you have a full armor on.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Is there I wonder if there's a cryptid that has a foot fetish.
Well, I mean,
Well, I don't know about feet, but in our first cryptid of the night, ooh, you like that segue? The Awisat.
Professional.
The Awisat is a dog-sized aquatic creature with spiky fur, monkey-like feet, and it has a human-like hand on its tail. So, yeah, and this one's more in like Latin America. It's a kind of a Mesoamerican mythical creature. So, for me, theme of the night for my cryptids are going to be all like Mesoamerican lore. So,
Okay.
we go in there. But this one, the Awisat is, it's like this monkey-like creature. Or I'm sorry, it's a dog-sized aquatic creature. It's got spiky fur, though. It's a weird-looking guy. I'll have to send it to you. But it's got a human-like hand on its tail. So it lures people to water with a crying baby sound. drowns them. And you think, oh, that's it. It's drowning them. Very like a la Llorona style. No. It drowns them and then it eats their eyes, teeth, and nails.
Oh my God.
Why those specific things? I don't know.
But it leaves the feet alone.
Yeah. Well, it's got its own appendages. It's got plenty of it. Doesn't need ours. But, I mean, it's got a hand on its tail. I wonder, though, does that mean it's catching you with its butt to drag you in the water?
Yeah.
But I wonder, what is it about the eyes, teeth, and nails that it's eating?
You would think those are kind of the parts you would leave behind normally.
Teeth and nails. Oof.
Which is funny because there was also an Aztec ruler by that name. He did not look anything like that.
He didn't have a hand for a butt tail.
Not that I'm aware of.
I believe that this one is real because yesterday I saw a video of a snake with a spider as a tail. Like it has a spider tail that spider walks around, and then when a bird comes down to grab it, the bird just eats the snake eats the bird.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. It looks I don't like either spiders or snakes, but this was just
like a lure.
Yeah, so I believe it. I believe in what is it called again?
Ahuitzotl. It's like
Ahuitzotl.
Ahuitzotl. I just can't do the TL at the end. My mouth doesn't do that. It's never been able to. Ahuitzotl. And what's interesting is, it's not just something that's lore passed on and that's it from like people to people. There are famous conquistadors that swear they saw this thing. So if any of you remember Hernan Cortez, he swore one of his men was killed by one of these things.
Does it use the hand to like strangle or just, we don't know.
I mean, it's pulling people into the water to drown them. So I'm assuming it's also using that. Yeah. And I don't know. It just seems interesting. I'm more hung up on the fact that it's only eating the eyes, which I guess, eyeballs, okay, that's mushy. But it's eating some of the hardest things, teeth and nails.
Teeth and nails. Like it's like it goes from like the softest to the hardest.
Well, I guess when you eat something like too soft, you need a little bit of texture to break it up. Something crunchy, maybe. It's like sprinkles in your ice cream.
There you go.
So teeth in the eyeballs with nails. It's like you in a bowl, you mix it up.
It's just sprinkles. It's got hands. Maybe it uses its tail hand.
It's like chickens.
Yeah, exactly. Like chicken. When you first started describing it, I was like, oh, who's that Pokemon?
It kind of sounds like the monkey Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Because it does have a hand on its tail, doesn't it? Oh, maybe that's where they got it from. What's the name of the Pokemon again?
Ambipom?
Of course you would know.
Yeah, we got Pokemon players here. Come on.
We play Pokemon Go up in this bitch, Bodhi.
Yeah, we do.
Still?
Of course, still.
Since day one. Since day one.
That's awesome. I have not seen a Pokemon goer going about in a while. I knew when it blew up.
Them, you just didn't realize that's what you're
It's
seeing.
true. When they first started haunting the earth, coming out from their basements. I'm sorry, I'm not throwing shade at you guys, but the people in this area, you could tell something weird had broken out. It was like hordes of these people with their phones out and their extra phone charger bricks, and they were all congregating. It was like, what the hell is going on? And lo and behold,
they need a Cryptids Go.
That would be cool. I would totally catch all the cryptids. But they need to make it really hard. Like, are you sure you saw it?
Right.
Was it there? I don't know. They do.
Did you
it
get
does
a blurry enough photo?
Because you can take photos of your Pokemon, so it would be funny to take it in the cryptid and it's all blurred. It does say legend has that it does use the hand on the end of its tail to snatch the prey. So that's what it's using to drown them. And it says that they are closely linked with the water gods. And most of the sightings are said to have occurred within what would have been the Aztec Empire. So this is an Aztec cryptid.
Yeah, I was going to say chickens, they do this. They, peck at pebbles and stuff to help digest their food. So inside their stomachs or gullets, maybe this creature, maybe that's what the fingernails and the teeth are for. Help it digest those squishy eyeballs.
Well, I like to think of it as human sprinkles. It is.
That's not morbid at all.
It's got to be cute.
I mean, you always got to cutify the creep. It is interesting, though, that if a person is killed by one of these, lore had that only priests are allowed to touch the body and that it should be buried in a house surrounded by water. So again, we have more water association. And if a priest isn't the one to touch the body and place it, for burial surrounded by water, then whoever touches the body next, whatever layman touches it, they are the next victim of the Awisal.
Mm-hmm.
Or else they suffer from gout, which is like a weird, again, it's like you die or you suffer from gout. I'd rather have gout than have my eyeballs and teeth and nails plucked out.
Interesting.
That's random.
That's what was on their mind back then. And that cryptid came in to help them not get gout.
Let's get a little realistic for a moment, though, because a lot of these, and we've talked about this before, a lot of these cryptids come from somewhere. People are probably finding drowned bodies and stuff like that. And so it makes you wonder, for these drowned bodies that are being found, what the heck is happening to the eyeballs and the teeth and the nails? Because I get maybe the eyeballs, right? Like fish and other creatures might be plucking at the fleshy things. But I don't know of any fish or crocodiles or anything like that are taking fingernails and teeth out of bodies in the water.
Sure. Sounds like serial killer vibes.
Yeah. Could be serial killers. They're taking like things that are worth money from their hands. They're just cutting off the hand, and they can't get the ring off a dead finger, so they just take the hand. And the same thing with teeth, gold teeth.
But it doesn't say that they were missing their hands. It's their nails.
Yeah.
Which maybe back then there was some kind of ritual that included those kind of things, and possibly you had someone that was taking some bodies, taking those pieces off and then dumping them in the water. I don't know.
Sure. I mean, when was the first serial killer? Not to diverge into a whole nother episode of 3Haunted podcast, but I mean,
it's a good question.
Yeah, and what other cryptids could be explained by,
human assholes?
Yeah, human assholes.
Human assholes. It's funny because they say that like it's most likely a water opossum or like an ancestor of an otter that people are seeing, but I'm like, what on any of those has a hand as a tail? Or anything that looks like that. Like, I can't think of an opossum or an otter that's like, oh, yeah, I could see that might be the cousin, like a hand on the tail.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you were saying teethless victims, I was thinking, okay, maybe they're like, there's a lot of people who at that time lost their teeth. I don't know. Maybe they're the drunkards in the town or something. I don't know. And so maybe the one that survived, he's not so reliable. Maybe he also didn't have teeth, and he was another drunkard or something. Maybe he just hallucinated.
Obviously.
But come on, believe, Bodhi. My God, what am I saying? We're just starting the episode, and I'm already trying to debunk everything.
No, do it. I mean, spiky back and like the little hand-like hands that they have, or raccoon-like hands that were described. I could see that on an opossum, but the tail really doesn't make sense, and just the way the bodies are being found. But hey, who knows?
I'm stumped.
I'm stumped but excited. All right. Who has the next cryptid?
I mean, I've got a great one here that's really standing up. It's really got a lot going for it. This one's sticking out, so to speak. And this is the dildo monster.
Oh, God.
Now, bleep that out. This is an alleged cryptid.
I'm not even Googling that.
Do not, I repeat, do not Google the dildo monster. I did it so you don't have to.
Appreciate that.
Now, before you cancel me or bleep any of that out, it's a monster from Dildo Pond in Blaketown in Newfoundland. Okay?
Oh.
So, and apparently the dildo monster is quite large.
I can't.
Even bigger than some of our previous that we've talked about, the Ogopogo. So, in fact, there was this time where 6% of the town of Blakestown, the adults, were questioned, and they said that they were willing to get up in front of a judge and swear that they had seen the massive dildo. Okay, it's believed to be 50 feet long.
Damn.
Yeah. Right? I mean, bigger than some. I
bet whoever had that, they exaggerated it.
Right. It's, average size. It's first sighted in 1950. Okay.
It's not a micro monster.
Stop dicking around. Let him finish.
1950.
1950. Yeah. I'm getting lost here. Okay. So it's large, pale.
You're killing me. I'm muting myself. I can't keep it together. All right. Large and pale.
Yep. Now, okay. So supposedly it's got multiple arms or maybe tentacles. So not what you were expecting. But
not 3 legs.
Not a bunch of tentacles.
Okay, I'm done. Mute me, guys.
But it does have no visible eyes. So it's got a head without eyes. But yeah, it's I thought that this really needed to be put into the record because it is a real thing, the dildo monster.
Should we fear it?
We should. There's no pictures of it, which is unfortunate because I did look it up and I wanted to give you some pictures, but there are different reports of what it looks like, including some more tame PG ones. Looks a little bit like any sea monster you've seen before, but we'll never know.
When we can make Ashley just crack up and have to mute herself, that's great. So thank you for bringing the dildo monster here.
Every single thing you're saying is killing me because every single thing is like low-hanging fruit of double entendres and okay.
I do have I don't know if we want to move on from the dildo.
No. You stay with the dildo monster.
Okay, the next one is related.
Because I am curious. It's dildo adjacent. Oh boy. I am curious with the dildo monster of Dildo Lake. 1, why the fuck is that lake called that? But 2, what is the purpose of this? Because I feel like all the cryptids that we have gone into have some kind of purpose. For the Ahuitzotl, they're known to potentially protect the lake and the fish and also be somehow associated with the water gods. But like with this monster, have they said there's anything, or it's just like Bigfoot where, well, there's sightings, but that's all we have?
Well, there is a newspaper article, and I have not fully read the text. I'm remiss in my obligations to you guys as a serious researcher, but you can look up this substantiated report of this town where lots of people are alleging they saw a monster in the lakelet. It's a freshwater lake, so I don't really know what's the purpose behind it, but we can surmise with most sea monsters, it's said that a lot of sightings come before storms, so maybe it's another fear thing. Be afraid of the water, be afraid of drowning, like Ashley's cryptid. But the name of the lake and the name of the monster, maybe there's some other fears of particular body parts.
So I did see something. I braved the Google, and it says a dildo is a wooden peg used on small sailing ships to hold lines. And the town was named after this long before the Funtime toy was named that. So
What?
Makes sense that the dildo
That's all.
isn't.
That's good to learn. The entomology of dildo.
now I'm curious if that's actually true, but I think it sounds about right.
Yeah, well, I'm looking it up.
I did see that article that you had is from Margaret Francis talking about the dildo monster for sure.
I do believe in dildo.
Gosh. Of course, I'm looking up the etymology and I'm getting all sorts of things I don't want to be.
Oh, get ready for all the ads you're going to get now. Yeah, just definitely don't look up the image search on Google.
Say if Ashley disappears, we know that the virus got her.
I hope you get a virus, you and your computer. It says that the etymology behind the piece that was a peg on a boat is a theory, but that's not necessarily something in the etymology, like within a dictionary. So who knows? But I'm going to stop looking this up because this is my algorithm's already going to be screwed from this. So,
yep. But you can tell the theme of my cryptids today is it's going to be pretty.
Alec?
Yeah. Well, we're going into some territory.
But if we broke you, I remember when you first came on, you were so shy and like, oh gosh, my pearls. And now you're talking about dildo monsters. I am so proud of you. Welcome to the Dirty Birdie Club.
Yep. Welcome to the dark side.
What have you done to me?
You're welcome. All right, BJ, your dildo adjacent cryptid.
So I don't know if we've talked about this one. I feel like I would have remembered the name, but it's called the Pope Lick monster.
It sounds familiar.
Did we talk about that one, John?
It does sound familiar, but I know that I've read about it, researching.
Okay.
So it's possible, but we've only done a few of these, so why not?
I think it might have come up under urban legends, but let's give it a go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Anyway, the Pope Lick monster is a Louisville, Kentucky urban legend about a half-man, half-goat creature said to haunt the Norfolk Southern Railroad trestle above Pope Lick Creek, luring people to their deaths with hypnotic voices or mimicry. Though many deaths at the dangerous trestle are real, fueled by thrill seekers drawn to the myth with sightings and attacks often involving strange noises, claw marks, or near misses with trains, making it a story blending local folklore with genuine tragedy. So yeah, I don't know. So what do you guys think?
Where does it get its name again? Oh, Pope Lick Creek. Okay.
Mhm.
Always the things that are nearby it's associated with. Just that poor monster in Newfoundland had to be near Dildo Lake.
Right? And this guy did not lick a pope, so we're good.
Yeah, Pope Lick is not a whole lot better.
No. This reminds me of the Lost Boys. I'm looking at the picture of the train where it goes over the creek, and maybe it's not this Pope Lick monster, but actually vampires hanging from underneath where the trains go by. That's kind of what it seems like. Like it kind of hangs out there and then jumps
Literally.
down. Hangs out.
Chilling, killing.
I took a drink of water at the wrong time.
It's gone off the rails.
But bad things happen there, right? But a lot of these things are based in, lore, but also like real things that happen. So I don't know.
Bodhi, we were never on the rails.
No.
Underneath hanging. Just let go.
So several people have died.
Mm-hmm.
And so one for sure was killed by a train. So could this be another thing like the Mothman, where maybe like the cryptid is seen and then a tragedy strikes? Is that?
I don't know.
I think that this is also one of those things where there might be something people are seeing. I mean, there's a common description of a half goat, half human kind of hybrid creature going out there, this humanoid thing. So it's like, well, that's interesting. People are seeing something. But I think it's a catch-all kind of blame all, like, well, it was the public monster, because it's like, well, it hypnotizes to lure people onto the tracks and they get hit by a train, which again, it could just be someone got drunk and stumbled onto the tracks and got hit. It says they can also, some have been attacked by an axe. And it's like, why would a goat humanoid attack you with an axe if it can hypnotize you?
The same reason why a werewolf uses a bat and silver
Bats.
bullet.
Oh my gosh. I just feel like this might be a catch-all, like where
Yeah.
bad things happen and they're just like, it was the public because we don't know what else it is. It's got to be that.
Well, and goats have a negative connotation with the devil, right? Like, so.
Those poor goats.
Well,
Poor
what an
goats.
interesting idea. The taking totally plausible, just like government malfeasance, like why haven't you figured out how to make this safer, and then applying a like conspiracy to it rather than covering up a real conspiracy with, like in all the movies, if there was a monster on the loose, they would just say, no, it's people getting hit by trains.
Right.
Now it's the other way around.
It's no, it was just a goat, human sheep thing. I don't know. It was that.
Right. Reelect me as mayor. It's not my fault.
I think it's easier to fear people when it's something that you feel you can't defeat, right? It's this magical, fantastical creature, and so it gives a bit of fear, and then people are like, oh gosh, protect us, save us, please. It's something we can't do anything about. I don't know.
Yep.
Well, I will just say they also made a short film about it there, but they didn't film parts of it because it's dangerous up there, and so not on the actual place. But yeah,
With filming, it's going to be interesting as AI evolves, because in the past, when people produced photographs and video, stuff was a little harder, right, to generate and to trick, and you can usually tell when something has been tweaked or tampered with. And with the introduction of AI into the creative arts, that shit's going to be impossible to suss out what's real and what's not. Like, someone could say this is Bigfoot, and it might very well be, but with AI being so darn good and we're just getting started, it's like, it also may not be. And we won't know. We won't be able to tell.
Yeah, it's a new world for the cryptid media debacle. It's like cryptids have always been in blurry photos and, barely visible, and now there's the same level of obscurity, because what you're saying, we can make anything at any point. Anybody can. So what's real anymore?
Yeah, it's going to be so hard to prove it's not AI. It's not special effects, because that's going to be the automatic assumption is you AI'd that, you used AI or you used special effects. And it's just, how do you prove it's not, right? Like, you can say this is on my phone, but again, it's one of those things where it's like, well, you could have put that on your phone. It's going to be so hard to prove. And I think when it comes to the supernatural, the metaphysical, all of that, with the introduction of AI, that kind of, quote unquote, quote, proof is going to be impossible now to say this, like, have it stand on its own because of that kind of stuff. You're going to now also be fighting against that as the skepticism. It's just adding to the, the skeptic's pond, I guess.
Sure.
So bring a net.
Bring a net, catch it.
I think that this comes to a point about cryptids, which we haven't really talked about. The idea that cryptids exist intentionally in a way that makes them obscure and kind of impossible to verify. So, maybe they are like the god of mischief, Loki, they're trying to fuck with us, and they're trying to be just barely imperceptible, not able to be proved. And now that we have this different media landscape and everything can be fake news or deep faked, maybe cryptids are going to have a spike in activity now that they can kind of roam free.
Because they're like, no one's going to believe you.
Yeah. Like a Bigfoot goes to Walmart, in real life, and that just looks like any video we see on, our slop feeds nowadays. So take a selfie.
Yeah, do it. Why not? No one's going to believe you anyways. Oh, that's wicked and devious, and I love it. John Thomas, do you have a cryptid?
I do. It is not phallic in any way, so hate to ruin that. But mine is called the dingbat, which I didn't know was a cryptid. But yeah, it's described as a large bat or bird-like creature with short feathered body, large wings, and short deer-like antlers on its head. It's also described as resembling a very fast owl. The dingbat of Great Lakes region is a terrifying hybrid bird, like I said. They specialize in tormenting hunters. During the deer season, they catch bullets midair, drink gasoline from hunters' cars, and otherwise play such pranks as to render the sportsmen's lives miserable. While they have not been seen recently, it's certain that any seemingly surefire shot that misses its mark is the work of the dingbat. They actually had one, a specimen that was exhibited at Buckhorn Tavern and the House of Science and Learning in Rice Lake, Wisconsin.
Yep. I like this. Wisconsin is the drunkest state. And they have all the drunk, like, I think it's like out of the 100 most drunk counties, like 50 of them are in Wisconsin. So this kind of makes sense that they would hunters would make a cryptid that explains away that they ran out of gas or that they were too drunk to hit the mark. And it would be named after a euphemism for a stupid person. I'd never heard of it.
You have a lot of hatred for your neighboring state.
I knew Bodhi would get a kick out of that.
Yeah, no, that was good. I've never heard of the dingbat. That's funny.
It's cute.
Yeah. It's cute. They ran out of gas because of the dingbat. Mm-hmm. What do you think the dingbat does with the gas? They have their own little ATVs. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a fast owl, right? It needs gas to go fast.
I have the next one for you guys. Going back to mythology, we've got the Sipachli.
Gesundheit.
So, say that 5 times fast. So, the Sipachli is a giant sea monster. So, very much like your dildo monster, it's a giant sea monster, primordial sea monster. It's part crocodile, fish, and toad with extra mouths on its joints. So, imagine having like a mouth on your individual joints. Yeah. Apparently, it created the world after being split apart by the gods. So, like bird, earth, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
You said wow.
There's a lot to unpack with that one.
It's also an Aztec cryptid. I like the idea that it's got these extra mouths on its joints, and that's, this creature is also the thing that the world was created from.
It's so bizarre for that to be the origin story. I think it's really cool. I wish I could look it up. I have no idea what it's called. How to spell it?
Cipactli.
Okay. Yeah.
Cipactli. So I had to look up, in all fairness, I had to look up pronunciation for a bunch of these.
Yeah. Cipactli.
Cipactli. So, yeah. It also is, if you look it up, you might even recognize it because it is a representation on the Aztec calendar. So if you've seen a lot of the Aztec symbols, you would see this creature as part of it. It's the first of the 20-day signs, beginning the first 13-day period of the sacred year. So
that's cool.
I wonder what that means. Like, why that one? And because you got to eat.
It's very Godzilla. It's kaiju. Look. Well, I don't know. Is it supposed to be gigantic?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's pretty fun.
I'm digging it. It's the most creative one so far.
It's also referred to as the Earth monster because it is this monster the Earth was derived from. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got no notes. Good job.
It can cause earthquakes and volcanoes.
It's pretty
if
cool.
Not appeased with sacrifices.
Ooh.
I wonder what kind of sacrifices it requires.
Goats. I don't know. I'm just making that up.
Virgins.
Yeah, and I will say for this one, this isn't a cryptid that people, talk about seeing now or even then, really. However, a lot of people that see crocodile type cryptids and monsters associate it with this as like a, derivative of this Aztec primordial sea monster. So it's like a cousin. It's Cipactli adjacent.
Gotcha.
So maybe the dildo monster is like a cousin of this.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Mm-hmm. It's the smaller northern cousin.
Smaller is 50 feet.
Yeah. It's average size. Average.
I mean, you'd have to be a pretty big monster to have the earth come from you. Like it was split apart to create Earth. So, I mean, you'd have to be pretty big, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the imagery kind of shows it in the water. So it's like, how does that logically work? I guess it was like the little piece and the earth was the big piece. Now it just hangs out.
It's prairie dogging.
It's different folklore about how the universe and Earth came to be based on that, but apparently it all kind of comes from a similar beginning where these two gods lured it in, and because apparently it's always hungry, so they used food to bait and draw it in. They killed it and used the body to make the universe and Earth. But to your point, a lot of the depictions already have it in water, and it's called a sea monster. So like where that water was floating around, who knows? Maybe it was a different universe or a different dimension. I don't know. But it says that the head became the 13 heavens and the tail became the underworld. The middle was turned into the earth and everything else.
You said catch-all earlier. Like, doesn't get much bigger than that.
What I love is that they even reference that the mind was still intact, even though they had killed the flesh, the body. And so in order to keep it happy, it gets regular blood sacrifices, kind of like what BJ was saying. So to keep it under control, regular blood sacrifices have to occur. Otherwise, it throws a tantrum in the form of earthquakes and volcanoes. So it's a cryptid we can't see, but still impacts us.
Right. I think, some of these rulers back then were just twisted dudes, Just like, I want to kill people regularly.
I mean, people still do that now.
Yeah, I do. We need a good reason. Guys, think up a good reason that I get to kill people regularly.
This thing's like, I don't even need a reason. Feed me.
Well, that's the reason. Well, we got to feed this big lizard monster that made the Earth.
The heavens and hell and everything in between.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
It's a weird one.
I might have just discovered the strangest cryptid of all.
What'd you find?
It's really fitting with my theme.
Oh boy.
We've gone deep in the annals of cryptozoology, and what we found might shock you. Okay? The Karupi. All right? It's a figure in Guarani mythology. Do you like that enunciation? Known particularly for having an elongated penis that can wind once or several turns around the waist or torso, or wrap around its arms. And it is feared as the abductor and rapist of women. Big surprise there. Okay. Yikes. He's one of 7 monstrous children of Tao and Karana. Wow. So this is in Paraguay. And he's a widespread myth in the region, but I think highly likely to be true. He's short and he's got a small body, hairy, naked. Otherwise, how would you know that he's got a disproportionately long penis that's wrapped all the way around him?
He looks like the Michelin Man.
But that's his penis.
Yep. That's pretty adequate. And long, creepy ass hair. He's also quite tan in comparison to the porcelain color of the Michelin Man. But yeah, and backwards,
I thought you were going to say of his dick. I'm like, well, that's an odd contrast of his skin.
Yeah, the whole thing's got a lot of melanin going on. He's short, but his penis is not. And for whatever reason, he's also got backwards pointing feet. I think that, okay, so that's obvious. I should have known this. He's a very cunning little penis monster. His feet are backwards so that he'll confuse people trying to track him, because then his footsteps are going the other direction. Anyways, he's a little rapist, so fuck that guy. But he, in keeping with my theme, if you've got a strong stomach, you can look him up. Karupi, Kurupi, or spelled with a C.
You know what's sad is this cryptid is probably just the excuse to explain all of the assault that's happening in that area. Like, oh, it was that little monster with the big dick.
Yep. And is that a trend with these outlandish explanations for things?
For that, for murder, staying away from the water because it's my water, right?
Mm-hmm.
To own places.
Sure.
Okay, I have an awful question. But like, this thing has to assault. This little rapist has to assault people. If he's got his dick wrapped around, his penis wrapped around his stomach and his arms, the second he starts to get excited, is that thing just going to unwind really fast and whoosh,
like the Hulk?
Like a whip or something, because like it's not going to stay wrapped.
It's like a reverse tape measure.
Exactly.
He's a grower, not a shower.
Oh, it's a shower and a grower.
I mean, he's showing. But I'm just saying, like, that thing's not going to stay wrapped around it, right? Well,
there's a boys episode that goes into that.
Yep. I was wondering, where was this mental image?
Well, I've seen this thing too before. Like, it looks like something from a horror movie. I can't remember what movie though. It was bugging the shit out of me. So yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
something you've seen on Pornhub, probably.
I was going to say it's probably not the horror channel you're talking about.
No.
No. Yeah, that's interesting, but I do kind of think there's probably a sad element to that one. It's
Yes.
derivative of an explanation for a high incident reporting of assault.
It's kind of like in a world where victims of rape, get stoned to death or whatever. Maybe the victim of rape might come up with the story even to protect themselves. Like, I was impregnated, and I was impregnated by, some spirit, and it was immaculate, shall we say?
One might say it's downright biblical.
One just might. In this case, the details say that he's got a prehensile penis that can extend through like windows and doors and impregnate sleeping women without having to enter the house.
Oh God! So it's like a lizard tongue, like those little chameleon tongues that are just
like a proboscis. Yeah, like a moth.
Ooh. Oh,
God darn it! Cryptids, you've gotten so dark. All right, somebody save the.
Go, BJ, go.
that has nothing to do with any of that. I don't know if you guys, again, I don't remember if we talked about the Flatwoods monster.
Could be under urban legends or cryptids. Who knows? We've talked about urban legends and cryptids cross. So let's hear it. Flatwoods.
So in West Virginia folklore is a creature reported to have been sighted in the town of Flatwoods, Braxton County, West Virginia. It was in 1952 after a bright light crossed the night sky. So a lot of people think that it was a alien. So basically, in an article for Fate magazine based on tape-recorded interviews, UFO writer describes the figure as approximately 10 feet tall with a round blood-red face, a large pointed hood-like shape around the face, eye-like shapes which emitted greenish-orange light, and a dark black or green body. Many have described the figure as having small claw-like hands, clothing like folds, and a head that resembled the ace of spades. According to the story, when the figure made a hissing sound and glided toward the group, Lemon screamed and dropped his flashlight, causing the group to run away. The group said they had smelled a pungent mist, and some later said they were nauseated. So yeah.
This monster kind of looks like a school marm or something, It's like looks like a pilgrim's wife. Like,
it looks weird. It looks almost like something you'd see from Doctor Who. Like a Doctor Who monster.
Interesting.
But this one, I don't know if it's a cryptid or if it's a UFO, or does that count? I guess but they've used the Flatwoods monster in the video games Fallout 76 and Everybody's Golf 4 contains references to the legend, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. West Virginia.
Would you go looking for it?
I mean, what is it going to do to you? Like, it doesn't say that there's anything bad that really happens.
Well, for those that survived, maybe when something bad happens, you don't know about it because they didn't survive.
I don't know. It looks like somebody I'd like to have a conversation with.
What would you say? Hey, what's up? Can I touch your feet?
Definitely.
What's with that head, man? I don't know.
It just looks like an onion bulb kind of thing.
Yeah, it does.
Or like a garlic bulb. That's funny.
Well, it's one of the few cryptids that's very like maternal or matronly. I mean, it looks like a dress.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like an old librarian or something, which I think is interesting. I don't know, what is it? It's West Virginia, right?
Yep.
That's where they had the Mothman, West Virginia.
Maybe that's his wife.
Yeah.
Well,
Glowing eyes.
that's one thing I've noticed, like in the Appalachian, right? All that area, it's one of the oldest forests like in the world, right? Like the mountains there, they have some of the oldest just nature in general. Because I think isn't it connected? I think it's connected to back in when all of the land masses were together, right? It was part of Ireland, like it was connected to it. So
We talking
I don't know.
Pangea?
We're talking Pangea, yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so if you think about it, all of the monsters that we have on that side of the United States are old, ancient, because you think about Ireland, because obviously we have people that have been over there for a really long time, but not necessarily stories of that here, as far back as in Ireland. So I don't know. I think that's an interesting connection, and it makes a lot of sense that there's so much craziness and people disappearing in that area and all the cryptids.
All right, John, you have the next one?
Yeah, I think I do. This one's kind of like a Bigfoot creature, and it is called Momo the Monster.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Not that weird looking thing from before, but it's also known as the Missouri Monster, which is why they call it Momo. It's an ape-like creature similar to the descriptions of Bigfoot. It was allegedly sighted by numerous people in Louisiana, Missouri, and Missouri. Wow. In 1944 and 1945. So yeah, it's weird. It says 1945 is what I said earlier, but then it was first reported in July 1971 near Louisiana, Missouri, by Joan Mills and Mary Ryan. Momo has been spotted up and down the Mississippi River. It is supposedly 7 feet tall, hairy, black man-like creature that eats dogs and cats and emits a terrible odor.
Yeah, said seen carrying dead dogs.
Yeah, dead dogs. That's crazy.
Red eyes. See a lot of red eyes.
Yeah, a lot of red eyes.
Smelly.
What if it's just misunderstood? Because all it said is it's saying carrying them, not necessarily eating them. What if it's like finding dead creatures and like taking them for a proper burial or some kind of reverence? And people are like, oh, it's a scary monster. It must be eating them. And this thing's like, no, I'm taking them to their resting place.
Didn't that happen on Harry and the Hendersons? I feel like
possibly.
I feel like that was
know.
part of the movie. No, like I think it was like
I think so. Yeah,
carrying the family dog or something, and then everybody freaked out.
Yeah.
See, maybe that's what this is. It's not actually like it's a gentle giant. It's a gentle, hairy, smelly giant, but it's just like trying to look after all these dead animals, and people are like, "It's eating them," and he's like, "How rude! Right. I would never." I eat people,
especially the ones that accuse me of eating dogs or cats.
People taste better.
Taste like chicken. No, they don't.
No, they taste like pork. Don't you? Come on.
And dirty pork. They actually said, given like what we eat as people, our flesh probably tastes really nasty.
Cool.
Who wants to give it a try?
Not in my experience.
Although vegans and vegetarians probably are the cleanest eaters. They're like grass-fed cows, right? So they might be tastier. Give it a try, buddy. Let us
know.
Are you telling us you're vegan?
No, I'm sorry. You can't eat me.
And on that note.
On that note. So I have one that is based out of Tlaxcala, Mexico. And it is the I'm going to try it. Tlahuepuchi. So the Tlahuepuchi, and I'm going to spell it for you because I know you want to look it up. TLAHUELPUCHI. The Tlahuepuchi is a terrifying, blood-sucking vampire witch.
Of course it is.
From the Nahua mythology. And most of the Tlahuepuchi are female, or there are some males, but the female Tlahuepuchi, I get a trip over that every time, are more powerful than the males. They're able to change form by detaching their body from their legs, which are left in the house of the vampire witch. And they then go hunting, usually in the form of some bird.
Ooh.
They have to perform a ritual before they can enter the house of a victim, though. They need permission to get in. But they have to do that before they can actually go into the house of a victim that they want to feed off of. They must fly over the house in the shape of a cross from north to south, then east to west, and then they're able to enter the house. Isn't that interesting? They have to invoke this image to do something very naughty. They must feed on blood at least once a month or they die. What's interesting is that vampire lore really does exist here. Garlic, onions, and metal repel them. And I would like to reiterate, this is from folklore. So these are not things that came after pop culture vampires.
Gotcha. I love the convertible nature of the Slawe Pucci.
I love the way you said that. Slawe Pucci. The Slawe Pucci.
It's got a T, Slawe.
Yeah. Slawe Pucci.
It feels dirty.
Yeah. That's what she said. So it has very deep roots amongst the indigenous Nawa culture. It's apparently, it's a shapeshifter. It's also got a nickname of the Eater of Hearts. So that's kind of cool. They can live as an ordinary looking person during the day and then convert into the Tlawe Pucci at night, which is interesting because you could see one during the day. They could spot you as a mark, cross over your house at night, and you're their next victim.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That sounds cool. I'll be a victim.
Well, it says that they usually go after children,
babies,
blood of children. Yeah.
Probably because it's easier to capture, especially I guess if you're in a bird form, right? It's going to be easier to carry a baby than it is to grab an adult.
The cross is usually repels vampires, right? The vampiric. But evidently this one invokes the cross to be able to access its prey.
Maybe it has nothing to do with the cross, though. People see it as a cross, but if you think about this is Aztec, so this was prior to Catholicism and Christianity. So maybe it's just more so the elemental nature of the directions, the north, south, east, west, versus a cross. But people see it now or after the introduction of Christianity and assume, or Catholicism, I suppose, was the invader. So they see the introduction of Catholicism and assume, oh, that's a cross, that's a holy cross, when in reality, that's not what that is actually representing.
Right. But we still have the kryptonite, so to speak, the garlic.
Onions, metal, and mirrors.
Ooh, mirrors.
Mirrors, it looks like, is another one.
Interesting.
Which, I mean, you can't see vampires in the mirrors. So maybe that's part of it, right?
Ooh, look at all these little things that we see in pop culture, and it makes you wonder, is that where it came from?
Yeah. You are going back to the beginning, and you're bringing out the weirdest names.
The ones we cannot really pronounce, but they're fun to try. Tlawe Pucci. Tlawe Pucci.
Tlawe Pucci.
Tlawe Pucci.
I think it's funny that it turns into a turkey. I think that's one of them says that, right?
Yeah, it can be a turkey, a vulture, it could be a bird-like creature. I love this idea that in their human form, they have long, black, flowing hair and eyes that are known to captivate and mesmerize. So it's hypnotizing, right? So very vampiric if you think about pop culture vampires. And then it's I turn into a turkey.
Yep.
Before it takes your blood.
That's the sound it makes as it's taking the blood.
That's the next short film.
Which is interesting because it's this idea that it is possible to be a male Tlawe Pucci, but we really don't hear much about them in the lore. They're they don't count.
Yeah, more females than males.
And she is a witch figure, so it makes you wonder, like, what is the witch-like aspect of her? We hear about the blood sucking, but what makes it witchy?
Well, it's got the ritual. Got to do a ritual to get to the victim. A little bit of a hex.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily kill you as a victim. It says that they leave distinctive marks like teeth, imprints, or oftentimes bruises on the upper body.
But you don't turn into a Slawepuchi?
Slawepuchi? No.
I feel like I got to put a little bit more work into that first syllable. Slawepuchi. I feel like I have to slur it. Slawepuchi. You don't want to have a lisp in cryptid talk. Slawepuchi.
Some people do think that the creation of her is the explanation of the high rate of sudden infant deaths. So, you have the sudden infant death syndrome. And so some archaeologists do believe that this is possibly what was created to explain that. And that's why they say she feeds on babies, right? Because they've made that association.
Yeah, that's who is this cautionary tale for? It's like, well, you can't scare the people who are most likely to be affected. You can't scare the babies. You can't. You don't get anything helpful out of this if you're a mother. Don't leave your baby unattended on its face. No, instead they talk about the Slawepuchi.
I mean, this was back at a time when medical information wasn't really a thing. So a lot of explanation for death, especially sudden death, had a spiritual connotation and association. So it would make sense that they would find a reason for that. And, some people still do. Some people still associate unexplained paranormal, unexplained phenomenon with things that are of a paranormal, supernatural, metaphysical explanation. So who knows?
Yes.
And maybe there are those out there. I went into Mesoamerica folklore just because I've been inspired recently, by some of the films that we've been watching. And one of them was the Satanic Hispanics. And it introduced this concept to me that I wasn't aware of, which were the Nahuales. And those are people that can shapeshift into animals. And it goes beyond the shape-shifting. They're actually able to embody the tonal energy of those spirit animals. And so that was cool. It was in a horror, so they were a little bit more violent than I think a lot of the folklore tends to portray them to be, but it was still a fun take on it. So I definitely wanted to dive in more into the Mesoamerican folklore and find out what cryptids existed. And it is interesting, right? It's interesting that we have stuff that goes as far back as the Aztec times and even before that. And we still continue to have cryptids that are sighted now. So it makes you wonder, these things don't go away. What are people seeing?
And what's really cool, I'm glad you brought up like just Mesoamerica, but there's like, when I looked it up, I found a map that it's pretty cool. It just shows you all the different cryptids from all over the world.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's cool to look at because it's like, I mean, you try to see if there's any themes, right? Like in different places, and not really. Like they're just all, they're all very unique, and they don't look the same at all, which is really kind of cool.
I do sometimes wonder too, this is me getting a little woo-woo, but we've had guests come on and talk about how they're able to see through additional dimensions, and sometimes that layer blends. And I do sometimes wonder if the sightings that people talk about, even as far back as the Aztec times, if those are gifted individuals who are able to see things that just maybe the common person can't see because of additional gifts of sight they may have, right? They're able to see through the veil a little clearer than us doom scrollers.
I think the idea of the people that we've interviewed about the metaphysical and dragons, and there's been a lot of different entities that they've talked about that we haven't gone into in depth with, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a fun episode to do, like a cryptids, but like from their perspective, not ones that people have seen, but people, the metaphysical, that are not from here.
Well, you know what's interesting though is that maybe it's not either or, because we did have a guest come on talking about how they do energetic shape shifting into those spirit animals. And so it actually makes me think, is that what the Nahuales are? They're not physically shape shifting, right? It's not, I turned into a tiger, rawr, but they're taking on that energetic shift so much that other people are able to see that layer, if that makes sense.
Their aura, that is a monster.
That is that animal.
Or whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah, that is the animal of the Nahual.
Their spirit animal.
Yeah. What would your spirit animal be?
I mean...
Or what do you think it is?
What spirit cryptid?
Ooh, what's your spirit cryptid? Well, we know he's got some dirty ones.
Well,
he's like, I'm the big dick monster.
Yeah.
No, you got to say big dick monster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, living in Minnesota, I actually have a newfound appreciation for just some of the most boring animals, like squirrels and pigeons. Now that I live in the Arctic Circle and it's like the tundra 6 months of the year, when you just see a squirrel just living its best life every day out there in the frigid snow, that shit's pretty cool. So I don't know. Squirrels got my respect. Maybe that's.
Now, if you had to pick a cryptid,
okay. I like things with red eyes because that's just spooky and cool. Mothman's pretty cool because I'd like to fly, and yeah. But you thought I was going for the penis monster, but I was.
No, because you don't want to be rapey.
Right.
Which I support that. Don't be rapey.
That guy ruined it for the rest of us.
Absolutely.
Penis monster. Mm-hmm.
We know Ashley's got to be a vampire.
Nah, suck you werewitch, baby.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. Good question. I don't know, man. A leprechaun. That'd be fun.
Is that a cryptid?
Guess so.
I guess, yeah.
We don't really think about...
Like, I'm always loaded, and I'm by rainbows, and I always look good.
Shit.
Never thought of cryptids as being able to talk.
Right.
Hey.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
I mean, the vampire witch can talk. She's a regular woman by day.
Right,
so
There you go. I would be the Kool-Aid man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I take mine back. I would be the squonk. I'd be the
squonk.
The sad little cryptid that cries when he sees his own reflection.
I like the squonk.
All right, Bodhi. Do you have any projects that you would like to shout out to?
Yeah, thank you. I am making the Northport episodic series based on my novel, Northport 1999, here in Duluth. And we actually just got a fiscal sponsorship from Zeitgeist, which is a movie theater nonprofit here in Duluth. And so, it's really cool. It's inspired by Stranger Things, X-Files, Twin Peaks. And because we have a fiscal sponsor, people can actually donate 100% tax deductible. So if you got any rich friends out there who want to not, have their tax money go to war, but would rather put it into small-time film, hit me up because we can do that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, and we're making movies here, and things are going well. We're really excited about having a fiscal sponsor, and that's that.
That's amazing. And where can people find out more about your projects and rich people donate?
All of that stuff is at bodhiwerner.com. BODHIWERNER.com.
but you will not find his OnlyFans there. You'll need to reach out to him on his socials for that.
And
the shoe shiner.
You can see my Venmo for foot pictures.
Bodhi Bigfoot Werner.
Yep. How'd you know?
Oh boy. I appreciate you coming on, Bodhi. This has been really fun.
It has been.
I'm losing my words here.
It's been such a marathon. We're breaking Ashley's brain.
A little bit. You're breaking my mouth. That's wrong.
That's
I'm
what she
that.
said.
So
That's what she said.
We'll rewind. Reverse it. All right. PJ Segura.
Edit that part out.
Do you want to bring us home? I probably won't. This is so off the rails.
Yeah, let's go home. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This has been an amazing episode. If you guys haven't checked out our other cryptids episodes, please check those out if you loved this one, because we get into all kinds of fun things. Every single one has just something outlandish that's like, wow, that I can't believe that's actually a thing that people believe in, or have seen. So yeah. So for all of us here, thank you for tuning in to this episode of 3Haunted Podcast with your hosts. I'm BJ Segura.
I am Ashley Lunar Goddess. Suck you, Werewitch.
I'm John Thomas, the Kool-Aid Man.
If you have any questions, comments, or episode suggestions, please feel free to email us at 3hauntedpodcast@gmail.com. If you haven't done so already, please like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. You don't want to miss our amazing guests like Bodhi.
Oh, shucks.
Don't forget to check out 300podcast.com, where you'll find all of our past and current season episodes, as well as guest information and all kinds of awesome fucking merch.
Until next time.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Oh,